Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of English NIOS Senior Secondary course. So today's topic is my grandmother's house. Before beginning the topic, I would like you to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up if you liked the content, and share it with your friends too. Before beginning the poem, let us read something about Kamala and who she is. Let's know. Kamala Suraya, known as Kamala, she is popularly known for a one-time pen name Madhavi and married name Kamala Das. She was an Indian poet and a Malayalam author from Kerala. She was also a widely read columnist and wrote on diverse topics including women's issues, childcare, politics. These were her topics, and her liberal treatment of female sexuality marked her as an iconoclast in popular culture of her generation. On 31st May 2009, aged 75, she died at Jahangir Hospital in Pune. And how she got the influence of this writing is from her mother and also her uncle. And her mother also excelled in writing. Her love of poetry began at an early age through the influence of her great uncle Nalpat Narayana Menon. He is also a writer. Okay, hope you got a brief description about the writer. Let's go to the poem and see what the writer has written for us. So everyone will have the memories of our grandmothers or grandmother when you will be a child. So let's read the poem My Grandmother's House, where the poet remembers her grandmother and wishes that she were alive and make her wanted, make her feel wanted. So let's read the poem and understand. There is a house now far away where once I received love. So many dots are there. That woman died. So here in the first two lines, if you see, a poetic device is used, or you can say poetic. We call it as Enjambment. That means it's continuation of a sentence or phrase from one line of poetry to next. So this can be seen here. And it also uses ellipsis, that is used as a thought pause used to make the reader think about the last points in the poem. Okay. Now, what she wants to say in these lines are, she talks about a house where she was loved. The death of her grandmother made a void in her life. The silence that is created in the house after her death, after her grandmother's death. The house withdrew into silence. Snakes moved among books. I was then too young to read, and my blood turned cold like the moon. In this line, she is referring to books and she's referring to the snakes. So maybe the underneath meaning is the book has writings which were not understandable by the poetess. She cannot read what is written in the books when she was too young. So now she goes to a nostalgia or a longing for her grandmother, and she goes to the past. To read, and my blood turned cold like the moon. How often I think of going there to peer through blind eyes of windows and just listen to the frozen air. Now she wants to say that her blood is turning cold like the moon. She is referring her blood to the moon. That means she is turning pale when thinking of the place where her grandmother used to live. She wants to pay a visit to that house. She fears neither she nor the house will be able to see each other. Now, these are the lines where she want to say that this, even if she go back, she will not be able to see the kind of environment she used to see when her grandmother was alive. Now, if you see here, blind eyes of the window. So here personification is used that we have already seen in the other poem, Leisure. So if you want to get more information about this, just go back to the poem about all these poetic devices to learn about these poetic devices. And in this one, the blind eyes of the windows are being compared. Like blind eyes are compared to the windows. So the house is personified, or the windows are personified in this case. And in hopelessness, she want to go there and pick the darkness behind her bedroom doors. So she is desperate in this lines, and she's in a nostalgic mode, and she wants that environment to be here. So she just want to pick up the darkness from her grandmother's house to her bedroom, and behind my bedroom door, like a brooding dog, she want to bring the darkness to her room, like a brooding is thinking, like a thinking dog. She is not able to compare her life to the old time when her grandmother was alive, and she was how happy she was in that house, happy and loved. She wants to say in these lines that the darkness that her grandmother's house had was so comforting, and she's being protected by that. So observing the present condition, she never realized how proud and loved she once was in her grandmother's presence, or in that house where her grandmother lived. Helplessness in search of love. She thinks if strangers could give at least little in return, like she just misses those days and the love that her grandmother used to provide her, so that she is missing now, and she is comparing those time with now. Hope you understood the inner meaning of these lines of the poem. If you found it useful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends.